Hello Sagittarius, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Sagittarius for the middle of February. Now Sag, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. We have cards flying here. Now, do keep in mind that I do not do personal readings, so if you get a message from someone that is not me, that is somebody impersonating me, please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. Let's see what we have here for you. We're going to be doing a pyramid spread again. Really liked how that worked out in a previous video, so we're going to be doing that if you're curious. But if you watch my content regularly and you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time that you are watching me. So let me make sure everything is set up here. All right, and then we'll put this right here. Now let's go ahead and get into this reading. So for the middle of the month here, some of you are potentially moving, okay? Some of you are moving, and you may not understand the full picture of how that's happening yet, but if you're not moving, some of you are maybe going on a trip, or you're traveling, or you're doing something here to get away. I think there's something showing up here around needing to detach from knowing what the answer is, or needing to have everything planned out down to the very last day, or whatever the case may be for you, because of these two cards in the future, which we'll talk about more as we go along. I think there is perhaps like some sort of like mental interference going on here, but other than that, you have a very, very, very nice reading here so far. So let's go ahead and look at this Chariot with the overall message, which is a card of potentially travel by vehicle, movement forward, travel in general, but it also talks about overcoming obstacles, and through that being self-disciplined. It says that as you have self-discipline, you will achieve a major victory in your life, and it will also enable you to overcome some sort of external obstacle in your life. So there is a challenge here being presented, but the Chariot is ready. They are ready to take on the challenge. This is also an energy of as above, so below. As you put in the work, you are rewarded, right? As you have self-discipline, you are achieving major victories in your life. So it's a very, very good card. It is a card of Cancer, the Cancerian sign in the zodiac. And so some of you here also may be resonating with that. But in the past, or maybe towards the beginning of the month, you had the Page of Cups and the World, which is incredible energy. So the Page of Cups talks about some sort of happy news potentially being delivered in your life. Can be a happy offer. It could also be a romantic offer as well. Somebody maybe being interested in you. The thing about the Page of Cups, though, as well, is if this is an aspect of yourself, this is your child self. This is your inner child here with the Page of Cups. And it might say that some of you want to enjoy life a little bit, okay? I do feel like that some of you need to have a little bit of fun here, okay, Sagittarius? That's what I'm getting. I think some of you it might be wise for you to let your inner child out at this time. And just allow whatever is happening here to happen, because there are big changes. The World represents the completion of a major cycle. It is another card of travel, and it can even represent international travel or just long distance travel in general. But the World is this feeling of being at the top of the world, okay? It's a major victory, a major success, especially when combined with something like the Chariot, which is also a victory here. But the World is like the last card in the major arcana. So it says you've completed some sort of cycle here in your life. There's some sort of chapter here coming to an end. And it also says that there are new chapters beginning. But the fact that you have these two cards together, for me, I do think some of you are maybe going on a trip or traveling or moving. I'll be interested to see what else we get to clarify this. But now in the future, you have the Eight of Swords, and I just messed up the spread, and the Nine of Wands here. So the Eight of Swords can represent you being restricted, or kind of being in your mind at this time, okay? You can see the blindfold that they are wearing. It can say that you're not able to see the full picture of something right now. It says that you can't see the way forward, and instead of trying to fight through that feeling, what you could do is work through whatever mental activity or whatever mental blockages are coming through. Now that is easier said than done, right? There's probably a reason why you are feeling trapped in your mindset at this time. But it does say that the thing is, what I'm trying to say here, the thing is, with this Eight of Swords, as soon as this person removes the blindfold, as soon as they get out of this self-imposed restriction, they're going to realize that the entire world is in front of them. The entire universe is in front of them. And so with this Nine of Wands here at the end, in the future, the Nine of Wands says, it's time to persevere. It's not time to give up. In fact, the worst thing that the Nine of Wands person could do is give up, because they are at the end of the finish line. They are about to cross the finish line, but they need to push forward. They need to keep going. Can also say that maybe you're timid or defensive at this time. I do feel like with these two cards in the future, some of you might need to have a little bit of fun here at this time. And I think if you don't know the answer to something, there's probably a reason for that, okay? There's probably a reason. So let's go ahead and see what else we have. Let's start to go up the pyramid here. So we have the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Wands, Three of Cups, and the King of Swords. So I was expecting to see either the Eight of Wands or the Knight of Wands come in, and the Eight of Wands here is being clarified by the World and the Chariot. Some of you are moving, okay? Some of you are traveling, going a great distance here in your life. The Eight of Wands can represent travel by air, travel by flight, anything like that, but it's talking about long distance, okay, long distance. Now, in relationships, it can say that this is a long distance relationship, or maybe you even meet somebody while traveling, anything like that. But you do have this, interestingly enough, 7, 8 of Wands here, things progressing. 7 of Wands represents potentially you standing your ground, being a little bit... Another card that can represent defensive energy here with the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands. The thing is, the Seven of Wands, they are needing to be defensive at this time, because you can see here the other wands, people are coming after them here, as you can see. This person has won the victory of the Six of Wands, and now people are coming after them here in the Seven of Wands. And so this person needs to be in a defensive stance. They need to defend what they know is true for them. And so for some of you here, there's competition in some area, but I also think that some of you are just needing to stand your ground around a fresh start or a new chapter beginning here with the World, the Seven of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. You also have this Three of Cups and the King of Cups. Three of Cups is about fun, okay? The Three of Cups is about celebration, joy, happiness. This is about fun for you, Sagittarius. I mean, look, the three friends or the three sisters here dancing on the cups above. The cups are spilling over with joy. And, you know, you have this here in this spot that I felt like saying, you may need to just let loose a little bit. And I don't mean like put yourself in harm or danger or anything, but I mean like whatever fun is for you, okay? Like I feel like some of you are a little bit rigid and strict at this time, especially as you have this King of Swords, which can be rigid, strict, stern, authoritative. It can be those things for good as well. Like the King of Swords is successful in business by being authoritative and by being strict with their schedule and their everything. But it can also say that, like, are you being too rigid in life at this time, especially as you have this energy of needing to be fun here. So let's see what else we have. The Eight of Cups, the Seven of Cups. Wow, we have a lot of things progressing here. And the Page of Swords. Okay. So we have these, we had 7 and 8 of Wands. Now we have 7 and 8 of Cups here. Things progressing in your life, okay? Things moving forward. The Eight of Wands can also represent accelerated motion. It can represent the feeling of getting unstuck or moving forward in some area. The Eight of Cups is walking away from a disappointing situation. This world here, this world energy, this new chapter is you leaving what has been familiar, I feel like, over the past year or two. Some of you are letting go of a situation here, and you know, you may not fully understand it yet for whatever reason. This is an interesting message. Some of you may not fully understand what's happening here with the Seven of Cups, because that can be overwhelming or confusing energy. It can also say that the options are unlimited, the possibilities are unlimited. So it can be a very good sign in that there are so many different ways that you could go as you walk away here. And I actually like the Eight of Cups for a card of empowerment. I think, you know, this person is leaving what is empty, what is spilled, what is broken, and they're moving towards better shorelines or better horizons. And, you know, there may be a situation that is maybe confusing you here. The Page of Swords can represent news of delay or disappointing news. But it can also say that you are potentially energetic, you are lively, you have a lot of ideas, you have a lot of different things that you can capitalize on. It's like a card of intellect. And so especially with this King of Swords and this Page of Swords, I feel like there's something around your inner child here coming forward. Let's see what else we have. We have the Emperor and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so definitely like to see that. I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure what's going on with this Page of Swords here. I think it's just referring to this idea of like really needing to play a little bit and enjoy the ride here, because some of you are about to go on a ride. There's no question about it, with the Chariot and the World and the Eight of Wands all together. Now that the Emperor here, you do have this strict energy coming in. The Emperor and the King of Swords are similar cards, but the Emperor is the even bigger version of being a boss. It's boss energy, okay? It is success, leadership, authority. It is a very good omen to get in business, especially as you have this combined with the Ace of Pentacles, which is new money opportunity, potentially an opportunity to study even, especially as you have this Page of Swords, which is about intellect. Maybe some of you studying. It could also just represent a new beginning in the material or a new beginning in the financial sectors of your life. And it can maybe even talk about like having to do the sort of mundane things of like contracts, paperwork, things like that as you get a fresh start. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. Okay, Ten of Swords. So this is an ending. Let's see what the energy on the bottom is. Okay, the Tower. All right, so something big here, okay? Thunder and lightning here, showing up here for you, Sagittarius. Ten of Swords is something that's completely done, dead, over with. There's really no going back from the Ten of Swords, but it doesn't have to be a negative card. It does say that there is new hope on the horizon as you release yourself from what is no longer serving you. And, you know, the Tower coming in here is an abrupt change in your life. But this, again, it doesn't have to be negative. It really says that let's go ahead and expose any illusions that are going on in your life, because they are probably not in your highest path or in your highest purpose. And so whatever change is happening here, I feel like is making way for something pretty amazing for you. And so, yeah, that's what I have here for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Appreciate you. Take care. I will see you in the next reading.